Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Planetarium show. My name is Jessica. I am the director of the Planetarium, and with me tonight is one of our students who I will let say hi and introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Braden. I'm a vocal music education student here at UMD.
I always love hearing you say that, and then people's reaction of, wait, what?
Yeah, I know. It's my favorite when I'm actually in the planetarium because it's about 50-50 whether or not they're like, what? And or like, oh, I get it. You just wanted to move
I mean,
on.
Rachel all summer was getting, oh, so you're studying astronomy. And she's like, nope, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, I love that we have so many different majors on our
Mhm.
team because you all have such unique strengths and perspectives that you bring that let us create amazing shows.
I mean, does any of our staff now that Eli's gone even have a major that's set on astronomy?
I know Lynn is doing teaching physics,
Yeah, true.
but no, I'm pretty sure now that Eli has graduated and gone off to grad school, yeah. But okay, a little bit of a tangent there. We do that. Um, Welcome to the show. Tonight we are doing our monthly What's Up show to talk about the astronomical events for the month of September. If you have any questions throughout the show, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I almost said Eli. I'm so used to saying Eli. Braden is going to be watching the comments for me. Will let me know if any questions come up. Keep in mind there is a little bit of a delay, so if we don't get to your question right away, we will make sure to get to it at the end of the show.
Mhm.
And with that, let me get everything set up. Oops, I forgot. Hold on. Forgot to pin me. There we go. Okay. So as I said, we are doing our What's Up September show since it is September. First thing we're going to talk about is this wonderful astronomical event happening September 22nd, which is the Autumnal Equinox. So, if you didn't know, the Earth's rotation axis is tilted by about 23.5 degrees. So, that means part of the year we are tilted towards the sun, and part of the year we are tilted away. And that also means twice a year we are neither tilted towards or away, and that is the day of our equinox. As you can see in this demonstration or this image to the right, we can see neither tilted towards or away. And what ends up happening on this day, you have the sun rises due east, sets due west, and is up for about 12 hours, giving us an equal length day and night. 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. That's where the word equinox comes from, for equal night. It is, in fact, the only day of the year for most people on the earth that, or one of the 2 days of the year that the sun rises due east and sets due west. That only happens on the equinox. And other than that, any other time of year, it's either a little bit north or a little bit south of that. All right, so that is happening September 22nd, and that, of course, is also the start of our fall season here in the Northern Hemisphere, and will be the start of spring in the Southern Hemisphere. So it's their spring equinox, our fall equinox. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at what the moon is doing this month. Um, so we've already gone through the first quarter phase that happened a few days ago on September 3rd. Next up in a couple days, we have our full moon on September 10th. Now, the full moon of September is often known as the corn moon, but because this is the closest full moon to the fall equinox, it is also the harvest moon for this year. Then about a week after that, on the 17th, we will have the third quarter, and then we will end the month with a new moon on the 25th. You will see here the rise and set times for each of these phases, noting that, of course, the moon is up at different times of the day and night, depending on its phase, because that determines where it is with respect to the Earth and Sun, and therefore when we can see it. All right, moving on to the planets. So starting out in our early morning sky before sunrise, we still have Venus hanging out over in the east-northeast just before sunrise. It is slowly making its way closer and closer to the sun, so it's going to continue to get lower and lower on our horizon. So you're going to want to be on the lookout for it, just before sunrise, and it'll be really bright light low on the horizon in the east. Now switching over to the evening sky, we do have Mercury that was hanging out there for the very beginning of the month, but it's already started to get way too low in the horizon to be able to see it anymore as it gets closer and closer to the sun. Mercury will actually reach what we call inferior conjunction, which is right here. It's when in its orbit it passes between the Earth and the Sun. That will happen on September 23rd, and a few days after that, Mercury will start making its appearance in the early morning sky before sunrise with Venus. So we'll end the month with both Mercury and Venus in our early morning sky. As for the rest of the planets, they're all up overnight. Saturn is visible right after sunset once it gets dark, and then followed very soon after by Jupiter and then Mars. So you can see here this is at about 11:30 at night, mid-month. You're getting Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. We also have Uranus and Neptune in there. Now, they can't be seen with the naked eye. You have to have a telescope to be able to see them, but they are up there as well. And this time period, for like the first half of the month, the moon's going to be hanging around with the planets in the night sky as well. So you could get some pretty cool pictures with all of the planets lined up and the moon in there as well. Now, Jupiter is going to be reaching what we call opposition on the 26th. So opposition, you can see right here, that is when those planets that are further out from the sun than Earth, when we are the closest to them. That's kind of when we're passing them. So it's the time we're closest to Jupiter, and therefore Jupiter is going to be the biggest and brightest, and it's the best time to try and see it. So that will be happening at the end of this month on the 26th. Neptune will also be reaching opposition this month a little bit earlier on the 16th, on the 16th. So again, best time to try and see that planet. You do need a pair of binoculars or a telescope, and you're going to be looking for kind of something like this, looking at either Uranus or Neptune here. With Uranus, you should be able to see kind of that pale blue color, and depending on how big of a telescope you have, you can even pick up on the blue color of Neptune as well, but it will definitely look a lot smaller. And that, let me double check my notes here, is the planets. So yeah, Venus in the morning, Mercury coming into the morning later on this month, and then overnight we have all the rest of the planets visible at some point in the night. So pretty good month to do some planet viewing. All right, one other thing kind of related to the planets that we can see starting at the end of the month is something called the Zodiacal Light. So our solar system, in addition to being filled with planets and moons, also has lots and lots of little grains of dust. That dust reflects or scatters sunlight. So there are kind of 2 times in the year where we're positioned so that we can more easily see that sunlight being scattered off of the dust in our solar system. Those times are in the spring and in the fall, and that's because what we call the ecliptic, this is kind of Earth's orbit All of the planets lie along the ecliptic. That's the plane of our solar system. So that's also where all of the dust is. That's when this is has a pretty sharp angle. So it's higher above the horizon, which means that light gets higher above the horizon, making it a little bit easier to see. So what you're going to want to do at the end of the month leading up to the October full moon, you're going to want to head out to look at the eastern horizon about half an hour before dawn. And you will see this very faint kind of wedge of light coming up in the east. Um, Again, this is showing just kind of, it's all of this dust that's scattering light, but here we go. You'll see this kind of wedge of light coming up in the east. Now, this is an image to your eye. It's not going to look quite as bright as this. You definitely need to get out away from city lights to be able to try and see it, but it is a good opportunity if you're interested or if you want to set up a camera and try and take some pictures. Just, of course, be careful to not confuse it with our Milky Way, which you will see coming more out of the southeast rather than the east. So yeah, that is our zodiacal light. We don't have any major meteor showers this month. So the last thing to talk about is the International Space Station, because if you may or may not know, you can see many different satellites up in orbit around the Earth as the sunlight bounces off of, especially their very reflective solar panels. Sometimes we can see that light as it moves across our sky. And what you'll do is you'll see, like you're seeing here, just this moving point of light. That is not blinking. If it's moving and blinking, it's a plane. But if it's moving and not blinking, and moving kind of slowly, so not fast like a meteor, then what you're seeing is a satellite. So for Duluth, not too many chances to see the International Space Station. Again, this is specifically for us here in Duluth. If you'd like to see when you could see the International Space Station, you can head to this link here. Head to the site heavens-above.com, where you just put in your location, click ISS, and it'll show you something similar to this, show you when you can see it from your location. So the things to keep in mind if you're hoping to get out and try and see the ISS, of course, look at the date and the time that it's going to be visible. So you're either going to have evening or early morning times to be able to see it. Then you also want to take a look at the brightness. Now, the International Space Station is usually pretty bright. It's going to be obvious, but the brighter, the more obvious it'll be. The brightness that this uses is called magnitude, and it's kind of a backward system in that the smaller the number, the brighter the object. So, for example, here on September 11th, it's going to be a magnitude of -3.8, which is going to be very bright. Once you've found the date that you are interested in checking it out, if you click the date, it will take you to another page that will have a map of the sky that will show you exactly where the ISS will be passing through the sky and give you kind of more information on the exact timing of the event as well. So you can use that not only for the International Space Station, but there is a whole list of other satellites as well on heavens-above.com that you could check out and see if you can see any of them from your location. All right, well, that brings us to the end of our astronomical events for September. So let's just go over very quickly what our schedule is here at the planetarium. On Friday, we're going to be doing Adventure to the Edge of the Universe, which is a really fun show that does exactly what it sounds like. We basically see as much of the universe as we can in about 30 minutes. And then Saturday, we have our two movies. Our family show is Earth's Wild Ride, and our general public show is Stars of the Pharaohs. Both of these are new. We showed them for the first time last weekend, and they'll be showing every Saturday through September. And then for next week, we'll actually not be having a Facebook show next week because we are helping out with Starry Sky North's Celebrate the Night Sky Week here in Duluth. So on Wednesday, we will actually be over at Ursa Minor Brewing, where they're going to be doing a space trivia night, and I will also be there to kind of talk with people and give a chance for people to come chat with an astronomer. It's going to be a really fun night. So if you're in the Duluth area, you're interested in some trivia, definitely come hang out with us Wednesday night. There's also going to be another trivia night Thursday that's hosted by Café Scientifique. And then Friday next week, we are doing a free show for our Celebrate the Night Sky week. So this is the full schedule for the week. There's also a link in the video description to take you to their website that has information on all of the events. There's also photo contest, kids art contest. It's going to be a really fun week. But that means we are not going to be having our normally scheduled live stream because of this. But I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be a really, really fun week. And with that, let's... Oops. There we go. Bringing us back. And yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot, Brayden. What did you think of the new shows since you were there Saturday?
Okay. Okay. The Earthswild ride is really, really cool. It's like I wasn't expecting it to be like I don't know what else other than say like apocalyptic, but it was really, really cool.
Apocalyptic?
Okay. When you watch the show, like it's like kind of apocalyptic, but it's really cool, and it's a really, really cool like story about it's a good like way to get like it's a good like basis on how the Earth formed. And then the Stars of the Pharaohs is just really cool. It's just really, really cool. As a person who like was kind of like an Egypt nerd when I was a lot younger, it was really, really cool to
Yeah,
go back
I'm
to that.
so excited to have that one. And I love that and not only, and I don't want to spoil too much for anyone who wants to come see the shows. But with the Stars of the Pharaohs, it does a really cool job of showing kind of what the Egyptians learned and knew, and then our modern understanding of kind of what's causing it. And so I think it does a great job. You also get these really cool shots of all of the temples and the carvings, and it's just, if you're in Duluth, definitely recommend it.
Good show.
And I wouldn't describe Earth's Wild Ride as apocalyptic, but I guess I can see it. It's based off in the future, where you have people who are living permanently on the moon. And so it's these kids with their grandpa. Grandpa started off living on the Earth and moved to the moon, and the kids have only lived on the moon. So it's Grandpa kind of giving a little bit of Earth's history and Earth science of kind of what Earth was like and how it's changed. It's a really cute show, and I think great family show, which is of course why we have it as our family show. All right. I'm assuming we have no questions. I'm not seeing any myself.
No questions, no comments.
All right. Well, I guess the other thing I want to shout out, if you didn't see, I froze. Do you still see me?
You're still coming through though.
Okay.
I still see you. You're just camera froze.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
My camera froze. Okay, well, we'll just go with that very strange frozen face for me. But it looks like you froze on my screen now.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, I think my computer's just not happy. So we'll wrap this up quickly.
Yeah, you're frozen on the. Let me see. Let me make sure sound's still coming through. Sound's still going through.
Okay, I think it's just. I think it's my Zoom. So we'll wrap this up then, since. Okay. I posted yesterday asking for feedback. We're trying to plan our Halloween event for this year, and we're looking at 2 possible dates, either Saturday the 29th or Monday the 31st. So if you have a preference, go comment on that post. I will pin it to the top of our Facebook page, because we want to make sure that, of course, we're doing this event when people want it and when they're going to be able to come and enjoy it. So definitely let us know, or you can even comment on this video and let us know. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap it up because I don't know if Zoom's going to be crashing on me, and I don't want that to happen. So thank you everyone so much for joining us. We will not see you on live stream next week, but hopefully we'll see you in person. Otherwise, have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next time. So, bye.
Bye-bye.